Hello, everybody. Hope you can hear me. Just waiting a couple of minutes for the audience to join. We'll be starting very, very soon.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandra. I'm a partner here at Caiado Guerreiro from the litigation team, and I'm here with my colleague, Katia Pereira Batista, from the responsible for our immigration department at the firm. We at Caiado Guerreiro are working with these issues that will be talking today, and hope to enlighten and clarify any doubts that you may have. I guess that we can start now with our presentation, trying to understand the changes at IMA and how we can assist you in your kind of proceedings. So our presentation will be started by my colleague, Katia.
Hello, everybody. As my colleague introduced me, I'm Katia from the Immigration Department, and we'll be talking today about the changes at IMA that we have been ethically presenting these past few weeks. So we have been conducting some purification sessions regarding IMA's new rules and what to expect moving forward. I invite you all to watch the recorded session available in our social media that we had last couple of weeks, and it was a little bit more focused on the changes itself. But still, I'll be doing a brief catch-up on the topics that we covered. Okay, so as many of you know, in December 26, 2024, IMA issued a communication requesting updates to pending processes that have not been yet scheduled for biometrics appointments. This communication implied that from now on, all the applications will be prioritized and the processes will become mainly digital, with requests proceeding electronically via the ARI portal. Additionally, all applications previously marked as under review and accepted have now moved for a new situation, which is called now awaiting submission. This means that it is necessary to review and update all the documentation that was already submitted on the past and allow the process to move forward. So we need to resubmit everything, otherwise the process will not be moving forward. These new procedures require that all the mandatory documentation to be updated in the RE portal. This includes legalized and certified documents, and if the documents for any reason are not certified, they must be presented, the original ones, on the in-person appointments. I'll be covering the documents in a little bit, but the essential ones are the criminal records and the documents that received any kind of changes in status. For example, if you got a divorce or if you got married, it is possible to rejoin these new documents. In principle, we will handle the ones that we can prepare ourselves. So statements of responsibility, bank declaration, promissory purchase and sales agreement, property certificates, declarations from the Social Security, tax authority, and so on. So the documents that we can prepare, we will do it on your behalf. If we cannot obtain the documents, we will let you know, of course. So we are contacting all our clients and requesting for new documents. Of course, that all of you think that we lost the documents. We did not. We just were summoned by IMA to submit all the documents updated. What they did essentially was try to have everything updated on the platform so they can start recalling everybody for the appointments and having the documents already updated on the platform. And for them, it's easier to not being submitting the documents on the application on the appointment date. Regarding timelines, what they say is the schedulings will be handled in the range from 30 to 90 days. If they know the applicant is in Portugal, they will be giving a shorter notice. If the applicants are outside of Portugal, expect a 90 days minimum of information in the difference of the appointment. The bad news is we cannot choose the office that will be handling your appointment. So you can be assigned to Lisbon, to Porto, to one of the islands. They will choose for us. The process will be handled online exclusively, and all the applications will need to be submitted online, which case will be automatically assigned to a specific service center with no option of choosing the location. This already happens in other services that we have in Portugal, and they do this because if everybody chooses the big cities, the ones that have less work are not always busy and try to send the applications to all the offices that are available, not only the ones in the big cities. So the other thing that's important to keep in mind is the payment now needs to be made on the date of the appointment. Okay, so before these changes, the payments were made only afterwards. So you would go to your biometrics appointment. We receive an email stating that you were approved, and afterwards we issued the document, the payment document. This will not happen now. You will need to be prepared to make the payment for the cards on the appointment. And sometimes if you are a family of 3 or 4, you will need to request authorization to your bank in order to be able to make the payment. So this is very important. As you can see on screen, you have the key documentation. Okay, so I will not go through all these documents, but they are exactly the ones that we submitted when we started the application. So criminal records, copy of the passport, proof of investment. For the family members, you have also the criminal record for the ones that are over the age of 16, copies of passport for the children, proof of study, proof of economic dependence, and proof of being single. So these documents will be all needed in the appointment. Of course, don't worry that we will keep sending the emails when we got the schedule of the appointment with all the documents that you need to bring, but still bear in mind that these will be all needed. The thing is, only the main applicants are being called right now to resubmit the documents. So what happens is, for the main applicant, the investor, we need to submit in the online platform all these documents. The family at this moment we are not in a position to resubmit these documents. The platform does not allow it, okay? We don't know if in the future we will be allowed to submit the family, but as of now, it's not possible. So only the main applicant submits the documents. You gather the documents from the family as well, because hopefully they will call everybody at the same time and within the validity of the documents. So in principle, you will not need to gather new documents for your biometrics appointments, and the family brings all the documents to the appointment. Only the main applicant, we submit it online. The thing that is important to know is that the information was given to us, okay, and we are in a position that needs to constantly be aware of the changes of IMA, because they sent a very generic email. They had 2 clarification sessions. One of the sessions they told one thing, on the other session they told another thing. So us as lawyers are trying to obtain a specific recommendation that they will provide, but as of now we have only our interpretation, okay? This is what we are doing, because we don't want to be waiting for much longer, because this was in December 2024, in the end of December. We are now in the end of January, when we don't have any other information, so we need to start moving. The next thing that I think it's important to inform you is the renewal process, okay? So we obtained some information that is concerning about this renewal process, and that's what we are going to focus today. We learned that the renewals are not currently a priority, okay? So they did not issue a statement, but they told us renewals are not being processed, and at all. So what they said was, in specific situations they will be releasing the renewals, but only the ones that are request with court summon are being processed. This happens why? Because the government, due to all the restraints, has been giving extensions of the immigration documents validity. And in one place, the validity, the one that's in place right now, it's June 2025. And it's expected that this will be renewed again. So since the documents are valid, even if your card is already expired, in the paper, the thing is, the government still accepts them as valid. We understand this decision, but there's an important issue. The validity of the cards, it's only recognized in Portugal. So if you want to travel and not incur in the risk of being found with an expired card, you need to renew your card. And this is has not been taken into account by IMA. Your document is valid in Portugal, but it's not valid in other countries. So this is the specialty of my colleague, Sandra Jesus, and as she said, she's the partner in charge of these processes in the litigation department, and she will explain a little bit about this process and what to expect moving forward if you really need to renew your card.
Thank you, Katia. As Katia was explaining, we are at this point confronted with the information that the renewals are not being processed by the IMA. So the ways of forcing IMA to deal with the renewals, as they are not dealing with it on their own, is to recur to court. And that's where my team, the litigation department at Caiado Guerreiro, works together and closely with our immigration department team. And we have found that the correct way to record to court is to file a summon for the protection of rights, freedom, and guarantees. This is a special and urgent proceedings that runs before the administrative courts. And it was the instrument that all the persons that were not receiving answers from IMA would have to resort to get their rights recognized and moving on with the proceedings. In this specific case of renewals, and since we have this information from IMA that they will not take the initiative to moving forward with the administrative procedure to obtain the renewal, we are now advising our clients, and with success, of recurring to this litigation against IMA before the administrative courts. This summons that I'm referring to is a special proceedings in the Portuguese law that allows for a person to get a decision from the court to order an entity, in this case it would be IMA, to act on a specific matter, being that in this case this would be to schedule the biometric appointment for the renewal of the residence permits. It is an urgent procedure that takes an average of 5 months to reach a decision, depending on the court. We must advise that there are hundreds of pending proceedings here in court, and the number of proceedings has even justified the creation of a special team of judges before the administrative courts. There are currently a team of 5 or 6 judges that are exclusively dealing with this type of procedures, because since they have an urgent nature, there are deadlines that need to be met, although due precisely to the huge amount of pending cases at this point, the fact is that the court is not being able to meet the deadline, but still it is the faster way to get a decision and to move on in the process of renewing the residence permit. In order to file this claim, we have to meet certain conditions. The first of one is that we need to appoint a Portuguese address, because this remedy is available for Portuguese citizens or those living in Portugal. The court has already decided in some cases that it's better, for the purpose of the summons, that the plaintiff is irregularly here in Portugal, that outside of Portugal, because in the latter case, the plaintiff would not be able to recur to these specific and special proceedings and would need to file a common legal action before the administrative courts, which unfortunately may take years to be decided. So in order to recur to this special and urgent kind of procedure, we need to appoint a Portuguese address. And due to the number of cases that are pending in courts, it may happen that when the court at a preliminary stage verifies if the criteria are met, requests for evidence that the plaintiff is residing here in Portugal. So it would be important to have documents such as condominium bills, receipts of the rent, work contracts, or some document that makes reference to the Portuguese address that is appointed in the file as being the address of the plaintiff. The other criterion that needs to be met in order to the plaintiff to recur to this summons is to demonstrate before the court that it's urgent for the plaintiff to get a decision from the court, and that the fundamental rights of the plaintiff have been violated. In essence, the urgency requirement is based on the fact that the plaintiffs, while in Portugal, do not have a valid residence permit and therefore suffer different violations of their rights, as limitations in recurring to the health system, restrictions or constraints for traveling abroad. As Katia referred, the fact that the documents are recognized here in Portugal doesn't mean that they are recognized outside Portugal. So this can be a fact that is pointed out to justify the urgency that is requested to the court to decide on the matter. And it's basically a question of law, but also on the facts. So if you are residing here in Portugal, or if you have further reasons that can justify the urgency, will of course be in a better position before the court. This is mainly a written proceedings. After the initial claim, the court, and once the claim is submitted and distributed to the judge that will analyze the case, the judge shall issue a preliminary ruling within 48 hours, in which the judge will verify if the procedural aspects are met, like the Portuguese address, for example, and if the court considers that these formal requirements are met, it orders the service of the defendant, here in this case, the service of IMA, to provide the administrative procedure and file their statement of defense. Our experience in this type of cases is that IMA does not challenge the claim on its own, and simply justifies that due to the huge amount of pending cases before IMA, they had not been able to handle the case before. And from the moment that we have a statement of defense or an application from IMA, we have a contact person, the lawyer representing IMA, that usually helps to expedite the procedure and moving on to the biometric appointment. In the majority of the cases of the summons that we are filing with administrative courts, what we are seeing is that even before a verdict, IMA does schedule the biometric appointment, and everything moves forward to the next step without the need of having a formal verdict. But the truth is that for that to happen, we do need to file the summons and to initiate the proceedings. We are in close contact with the IMA responsible persons, and what they are telling us is that I cannot provide information or move the process forward unless IMA have been served, and I'm aware there is a pending case before the court. And as soon as they are served and get information that the proceedings is pending, we are able to move forward and try to resort this as in the fastest way possible, even before a verdict is issued. Of course, that this preliminary ruling, there may have cases where the judge considers that the formal requirements are not met and requests for the plaintiff to provide further elements or information, usually connected with the evidence that the plaintiff is in fact residing in Portugal, or to explain in detail the reasons why there is an urgency and the need to have a decision. This is not the usual outcome of the proceedings. According to our experience, the great majority of the cases pass in this preliminary ruling, and we are able to move forward. In any case, after this preliminary ruling and the service of defendant, there may occur a statement of defense filed by IMA. And if that is the case, we will have the opportunity to file our views on the statement of defense that have been filed. And afterwards, the court rules and issues the verdict without usually a hearing, as this is mainly a written proceedings. What we have seen here is that with the increase in the number of submissions, in some cases the deadlines are longer. But in any case, since this is an urgent procedure, the delay in the procedural stages tends to depend on the judge to whom the summons is assigned. But in any way, it is still the most expedite procedure to recur at this point, and the available means of reaction to the fact that IMA is not processing the renewals of residence permits. And I guess that as an overall view of this summons and the intervention, of course, that is needed, I will pass now again to my colleague Katia to continue the presentation.
Thank you so much for the explanation. So I hope everybody was clear on the summons proceedings. Only we are talking about these summons proceedings regarding the renewals because it's the one step that we for sure know that they are not doing, okay? So this can apply to other stages of the processes and can apply if you want to move your process in front of the others, okay? Because they are still being processed in situations of urgency. But in the case of the renewals, it's really a necessity because either you do it or you wait for the appointments to be open. So about next steps, what have we been doing? We have already sent some generic emails to our clients with the information that we got. All the clients awaiting submission should already have received an email with this information. We have some situations where the email is not updated or our main point of contact is one person of the family and not the other. So, or the email went to spam box. In these situations, please let us know if you did not receive the email because in theory, all our clients should have received it. However, we are analyzing one by one in the ARI portal, okay? So we are currently analyzing each application selected for the document resubmission, and we will notify individually each client informing of the documents that need to be submitted. Criminal records for sure, okay? If you had any changes on your status, for sure. Full passport, for sure. The other documents, we need to check if IMA considers them to be up to date or not, because in some specific situations, they accept the documents that already were submitted. So we really need to go one by one, and please be patient because we will get to everybody. We will also continue to monitor the updates that IMA shares with us, and we will, of course, share all the information with you. And for as long as we think these sessions are needed, we will keep doing them, okay? They also have provided lots of information, like I said, and some of this information is contradictory, so we are trying our best to have everything as updated as possible. And another thing that's important is not keep sending emails to ARMA, okay? Because they requested that we do not send individual emails for appointments, as they are doing their best to look over all the clients that already didn't have appointments. What they did was, we have the under review situation, and they also sent us a list of all the clients that are waiting appointments, not just the main applicants, but the family. And we had to go over that list. It was hundreds of applicants. We went over the list and identified everybody that was waiting on the appointment, and now they will look at the list. So it's important that we let them work and not be constantly sending emails requesting these appointments, because they are doing their best to put everything up to date. So if you have any questions, now it's the time to put them in the information box that you have. I see that we already have here some questions, so I'll go over them. The first one regarding the electronic platform not being accessible. We know because some of the individual platforms have not been working, not only on the investors but on other types of visas, and the reason is they are changing the online platforms. So even the ones that work, for example, the nationalities, the information that is on the portal, sometimes it's wrong. Okay, so this is not very reliable, because they are changing all their online platforms. Some of them do not work at all, and some of them work but have the wrong information on them. So just be aware of that situation. David is asking if he needs to obtain the criminal records if they submitted in 2023. Yes, because all the criminal records are only valid for 3 months. So what happens is, when we go to the biometrics appointment, we need to take all the documents updated. And what IMA is doing is submit the updated documents, and then we release the appointment. So they, in principle, they are just pre-requiring the documents that we will need to submit on the appointment. The thing is, please, when you get the criminal record, scan it and send it right away, so we can submit on the platform, and they have 90 days to give the appointment. If you wait for some reason 1 week or 2 weeks after having the document, it's 1 week or 2 weeks that we are losing on validity of the document. Okay, so when you have all the documents, please send them to us in order to submit as soon as possible. Resident cards of dependent family members that have not stayed in Portugal for the required months. Can the court be used also to get an appointment? This one I'll pass to my colleague.
Thank you, Katia. Yes, this is precisely one of the cases that we would file a summons before the court to get an appointment for the biometric data. In this case, we understand that the principal applicant is fully resident in Portugal. So in this specific case, the address of the main applicant could be used as relevant address for the family members, and therefore the summons would be a means available for the dependent family members to get the appointment through the summons. And no, it does not affect the filing of the summons, does not have an impact on the administrative procedure, meaning that only affects in the sense that it will expedite the procedure, but does not suspend or take any other impact other than that. I don't know if someone is typing.
In the meanwhile, if any of the information that you received today is not clear for some reason, you have our contacts on screen. You can give us a call, you can send us email. Just bear with us, because right now we have lots of inquiries and we are doing our best to get to everybody, but it's a lot of work to do in the shortest amount of time possible. So I see that David completed the question. So we'll proceed to obtain updated criminal records. Also mentioned passports haven't changed. Yeah, but we need, well, the important thing is the passport is updated, okay? If your passport is the same and you haven't traveled at all, it shouldn't be a problem, but still we need to have a recent copy, because we will need to attest the copy, and the attest of the copy needs to be from now, okay? So if it's the exact same document, just let us know, and what we will do is state the document that was prior sent. If you have had any kind of dislocation that requires a stamp on the passport, so we need the document as updated as possible. These two documents, criminal record and passport, are the ones that we always need for the submission. But still, if you have any other doubts, don't worry. Just give us a call or send us an email, and we will let you know. So like I said, we are going through all the clients. We will check the applications one by one. And like Iman, we cannot reach to everybody at the same time. So if you summoned us, we will do our best to answer. If not, please just wait that we send the email with all the information. What they are doing is, of course, they will not be releasing everybody at the same time, because they only have so much means for it. So of course we want our clients to be the first to be called. So the more we can get to the clients and obtain the documents, the more we can put them on front of other applicants. So I would say this is it. Thank you so much for joining us and for these sessions. We will continue them, like I said, for as long as we think they are useful. We will also record the sessions so you can pass them on to everybody that needs this information. And we are at your disposal for everything that you need. Okay, so bye-bye. Have a lovely day and hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.